Sky, your social progressive with FNN, Feminist News Network. That Feminist News, that's right for you. Welcome to Sky and the Pagoda Newsroom, giving you that soulful news you need every time it's time to set it free. And breaking news today. What is it I gotta say? Assange is free. Yay. Alright. Assange is free. Let's hear it. Ew. Alright. Yay. About damn time. Now, I recorded on a documentary on RT what really went on in that timeline from 2010 to 2024. That man's been persecuted from the time he started WikiLeaks and let the first bit of news out. So let's get reminded of what really happened to Assange, and then we're going to discuss release. All right.
Julian Paul Assange was born in 1971 in Townsville, Australia. In 2006, he founded WikiLeaks, a non-profit media organization with the aim to provide an innovative, secure, and anonymous way for sources to leak information. In April 2010, the organization came to international attention when they released a video showing a war crime by the US military in Iraq.
In May 2010, Private Manning was arrested and charged with leaking classified documents to WikiLeaks, including the video previously mentioned, the U.S. diplomatic cables, and reports that came to be known as the Afghan War Diary and the Iraq War Logs. In July of 2010, they released an extraordinary compendium of over 91,000 internal U.S. military logs of the war in Afghanistan, which revealed 195 previously unreported civilian deaths.
In August 2010, global mainstream media published stories accusing Julian Assange of raping 2 women in Sweden. In October 2010, WikiLeaks released the largest classified military leak in history, the Iraq War Logs. These logs revealed 15,000 previously unreported civilian deaths.
In November 2010, they published Cablegate, the largest set of confidential documents ever released to the public, giving us an unprecedented insight into the US government's foreign activities.
Just 9 days later, Assange was arrested at a London police station on a European arrest warrant in relation to the Swedish allegations.
Meanwhile, US officials confirmed to the Australian Embassy in Washington that the Justice Department was conducting an active, vigorous inquiry into whether Assange could be charged under the US law, most likely the Espionage Act. 2 weeks later, the Australian Embassy in London advised the Australian government that media reports of a secret grand jury in the US against WikiLeaks were likely true.
On the 16th of December, Assange was released on bail. His passport was confiscated. He was under house arrest for the next 2 years.
In November 2011, the UK's Supreme Court ruled Assange should be extradited to Sweden to face questioning over the allegation.
In June 2012, to avoid being taken into custody by Sweden and then extradited to the US, Assange took asylum in the Ecuadorian embassy in London. In the second half of 2016, the company contracted to provide security services at the embassy by the government of Ecuador began assisting the CIA in spying on Assange and his visitors in the embassy. They uploaded the security camera footage to an FTP server and gave the CIA access to it. In March 2017, WikiLeaks published Vault 7, detailing the activities and capabilities of the CIA to perform electronic surveillance and cyber warfare through smartphones and other devices. It was the largest leak in the history of the CIA. In April 2017, the U.S. said that it was now a priority to arrest Assange. In August 2017, Trump offered Assange a pardon if he would disclose who was responsible for leaking Democratic Party emails to WikiLeaks before the 2016 U.S. presidential elections. Assange refused to give up the source. In December 2017, the U.S. government gave the UK government a sealed warrant for Assange's arrest. In February 2019, the Ecuadorian government received loans of $10.2 billion from various multilateral institutions of which the U.S. is the majority shareholder. The loans were provided with the agreement that Assange could be removed from the embassy. In April 2019, UK police entered the embassy of Ecuador, forcibly carried Julian Assange out of the building, and took him away in a van. On the same day, the U.S. indictment against him was unsealed, charging him with one count of computer intrusion. He was sentenced to 50 weeks in Belmarsh prison. In the same month, Sweden reopened the sexual assault investigation, and the U.S. filed 17 new charges against him.
In February 2020, the extradition hearing began at Woolwich Crown Court, London. In June 2020, the U.S. Department of Justice issued an updated 18-count indictment. If he faced trial in the U.S. and was found guilty, he would face a sentence of 175 years in prison.
In a deal with authorities. Well, this is the latest picture of Assange leaving the UK, where he has been imprisoned. Court papers reveal he could return home to Australia after his sentencing on Wednesday. The plea deal calls for Assange to get credit for the 5 years he has already served and not face new prison time.
And I know that needed to be told. Because you gotta know what's really going on. Don't let the mainstream media fool you, honey, because he is not a terrorist. Because of him, because of all the leaks that were happening simultaneously, especially after Snowden, that's when Obama got loose and got rid of Miranda rights and tried to destroy as much of the First Amendment as he could by reaching into his damn law books and pockets to pull out a law from the 1700s to get him on extradition charges. And this is a single felony count on taking secret documents, felony count on illegally obtaining classified material. Now, once this goes through, see, they think it's a win-win, but the way America wins is by setting precedents so they can do it again and again. Once that law has been set, it sets in. You see what I'm saying? Because so they'll go back to the Assange case and get others who we don't know. But there's plenty out there that they want to get, like those that debunked Russiagate or the non-rapes of Israeli women, while many are being multiply raped, men, women, and children by the ADF in Gaza. Now, once this law goes down, will there be more that go down because of it? Now, Stella, the wife, has clearly said that she wants to get the case pardoned. She doesn't want to go through another. Stella does not want to go back and take it back to court again, just to find out that she cannot get her husband. Now, or mate. They say partner. I don't think they're married. But that's because he's been incarcerated this whole time. And to let you know, do you know that he has never seen his children outside of a prison or being locked up or incarcerated? This is the first time he starts to get to be a real father. He's going to have to readjust to a society. He is already telling people like his brother that he wonders if he can handle it. Well, he came out because he can't, because he was mentally going downhill. Now, this man is going to need a lot of downtime and a lot going on. Now, he went from He went from UK over to Thailand to refuel, and then they go to the Mariana Islands. That's where a U.S. court is, because he didn't want to set foot on the U.S. mainland. Now, let's hope nothing really goes down within that court. And from there, he's supposed to do his plea deal, sign the paperwork, and then he's off to Cambridge in Australia. Of course, he's got to shake hands with those that did the soft diplomacy that released him, when really we know that the youth of the country are fuming over Gaza, who re-elected Biden but choose not to re-elect him again, and they're going to go third party while Trump is going to yell that everybody should go to his party while he's ready to cut Social Security, keep the war going in Ukraine and Israel, just like Biden wants to. When what he needs to do is give Julian Assange a full and free cutting of the charges and a full release, and drop those charges. You shouldn't be chasing somebody and sending them to court that's never stepped foot and did anything in your land except expose it. For the war criminals and the hardened criminals that the U.S. government and military really is. Let Julian Assange be, let him write his book and do his tours later, but he's got to take time, maybe years, to get himself together before everybody has a big Roger Waters picnic with MIA and all the rest to celebrate. They need to celebrate outside to give him the privacy he needs and going to need for a long time, because that boy needs some psychological help for being in a 3x2 cell for 5 years, 2 months, and 2 weeks. We're glad that he's out, but we want him out the right way so it doesn't offend other journalists today. And if you agree with me, leave those comments below and let me know at feministnewsn@gmail.com. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the YouTube channel and that Facebook page. Facebook is now Meta. I'm Soulful Progressives 1 on X, which was Twitter. I'm so used to saying my spiel, I gotta change it. Now, what we need to understand is during this era of hate, we all got to participate so we can have no more Julian Assange all over this place. Now, and I'm talking about the lockup part, the saying all the information part, yeah, plenty of those we need. Now, Thanks for watching. Thanks for